Hi, everyone. I am Josie Urbistondo, Dr. Josie on YouTube under Write Your Acceptance. And I work with students on college application essays, medical and dental personal statements, and residency. So I am a go-to person for personal statements. So some of the challenges in my kind of business as it was pre-Sunny, I really wanted to find quality leads. I felt like I was connecting with some students, but I was having to kind of convince them of my services, who I was as a brand. And so I wasn't really getting the kind of right quality leads that I wanted to. I've been in Sunny's orbit a few years. I started with YouTube for Bosses and then graduated to Authority Accelerator. So before Sunny and before YouTube for Bosses, I paid thousands of dollars to a marketing team to tell me basically what I knew already, that I needed more eyeballs and that I needed more quality leads that knew my kind of services would go on my website, XYZ. So I did all the fancy Facebook ads, Google ads, and I did get zero leads, nothing came from those ads. So I kind of had this challenge and I didn't know kind of exactly what to even look for. And so I found YouTube for Bosses because I thought maybe YouTube, and I'm kind of terrified to be in front of the camera, to be honest, but I love technology and editing. So I thought I could do YouTube and really share kind of my background, my expertise, teach how to do these college application essays, personal statements, and it would kind of get me in front of the right students, the students that were ready to kind of work together because they were in that process. And so that's what I did. That's what I started. And then after kind of I established my channel, I rushed to make a course. The Authority Accelerator basically did just that. It accelerated my business. So I was happy with YouTube for Bosses. I knew what I was doing. It taught me all about kind of how to, actually produce videos, how to study the demographic to get in front of the right eyeballs, how to sell what I need to sell, the call to action at the end. And so I did what basically kind of Sunny says sometimes, which is that I put the cart before the horse and I rushed to make a program, an online program. And it wasn't really kind of landing the way I wanted it to land. I did it for high school students and I wasn't happy about, I wasn't ecstatic about the product and I didn't know why. And so the Authority Accelerator basically helped me really start from scratch. As soon as I kind of joined, I basically really started to realize very, very quickly, within the first few days, that I didn't do the kind of research and deep dive in my niche to get to where I needed to get to do the right program. So I froze and basically for a week felt overwhelmed. And then I shook that off. And I basically really, really embraced the idea of looking at and testing and studying your business as a scientist. So I took out all the emotions and I basically went to work. I studied my niche. I studied the different demographics that I work with because it's not just high school, it's medical and dental. So it's college students applying to medicine, let's say. It's residency, it's medicine, medical students applying to residency programs. So I looked at all of the demographics that I work with, and I started to really kind of think about what type of course, online program that I wanted to offer, because the Authority Accelerator really set out a roadmap for me. And then I started to kind of, figure out that the best program for me personally was going to be a program for medical and dental personal statements. And so I still work with the other demographics, but my flagship program is medical and dental personal statements. And then one of the added benefits of the Authority Accelerator, I thought, okay, I have my program. I know how to kind of, work the kind of back end of my program, also kind of, get my leads in through YouTube. I have this flywheel going, but it also helped me first approach, then embrace sales. I was in a very fixed mindset. I'm not a salesperson. I hate sales calls. I hate to convince people to do something. It feels kind of, slimy. And it really kind of, I think the Authority Accelerator was the singular product that helped me kind of make that mind shift and change that mindset for me. It really feels like, I enjoy sales calls now. I'm just getting to know someone. I'm truly getting to know whether or not we're going to be a good fit. It's really kind of sold me on the fact that it's kind of a kindness to offer your expertise, to offer what you love. I love to work with students. I love writing and kind of helping students find their voice and find and craft their best personal statements. It's really kind of changed and transformed all levels of my business, to be honest. I've had a few tangible results with the Authority Accelerator that I'm very, very proud and humbled to share, right? So I joined January 2020. months before we didn't know that the world was going to shut down basically for a bit. And so I did my work quietly behind the scenes. And in that first year with the Authority Accelerator, with the pandemic, with my daughter being homeschooled for most of that year, I doubled my income, a little bit more than doubled my income that first year. And it was all because of the Authority Accelerator. It allowed me to basically figure out how to work year round. So I joined the Authority Accelerator and I thought I'm going to have this one program and it's going to be cyclical because, not everyone, so students applying to medical and dental school are not applying year round, right? It's basically concentrated in a good 3 months. And so I thought I was going to be super busy and super, successful, but cyclical. But because of the Authority Accelerator and because of the kind of great results of slow work that was done intentional and done well, I already had a presence on YouTube. I already had word of mouth because I was working with students from YouTube with high school. So the Authority Accelerator has allowed me to basically work my business year round. So now I work with different demographics, but I get to work and I'm working full-time year-round, which is fantastic. Also, I have a modest YouTube channel, right? So it's like just shy of 10,000 subscribers. It's tiny, but like you guys say, metrics is everything. And so I pop in there every once in a while, like we should, and about 92% of my viewership are not subscribed. And yet some of the kind of tiniest and mightiest videos are the ones that are bringing me the most leads. Quality leads that are already sold. So before I had YouTube for Bosses, before I had Authority Accelerator, when I was getting on sales calls, I was trying to kind of convince them of who I was, of what I could offer them. Now they're coming sold, basically. And it's just a conversation about whether or not it's a good fit. And when they're not sold, that's fine. Here is my webinar. 45 minutes or 50 minutes of get to know me, get to know my brand, get to know what I offer, right? Here are a few YouTube channel videos that you can watch that kind of break down a little bit of the concerns that they're saying in the sales calls, right? We take notes. We need to really kind of tune in on what they need specifically. And so then I can kind of point them to, so I am selling them even when I'm not talking to them because, and this is another huge, light bulb moment that I learned through the Authority Accelerator, which is some of my best work is free. Is on my website, is my lead generator, or is my webinar, or some of my YouTube videos. And because I give them so much already, when they come to me, they know they're going to get so much more. And I said, I love sales. That's huge. I cannot tell you how huge that is. And so, I owe so much. You would think it would be an exaggeration, but I am an English major 3 times. Basically, I've never taken a business class in my life. And yet I feel like I've learned so much, and it's a community that continues to learn, evolve, and support one another. And so, yeah, the tangible and intangible and just everything is just incredible. If you are someone who is on the fence about joining the Authority Accelerator, I would say I was there on that same fence with you, sitting next to you. And so I'll share basically kind of why I was on the fence. Long story short, though, do it, right? Do it like yesterday. Sign up like yesterday. But honestly, I was on the fence. I had already been with YouTube for Bosses, so I knew anything Sunny put out was going to be golden. But I was on the fence, not because I thought maybe the program's not going to be excellent. I just feared that I wasn't going to be up to task with what I needed to do, right? I had that block about sales, and I didn't know if I could make my kind of niche, my expertise into like, a flywheel type business, or just kind of, I had these blockages about me more so than the program. And so what I learned very quickly is that it's not really about, it is about your niche, right? But it's about the work you need to do. Anybody who really is looking to elevate their business, to improve upon and streamline their systems, to think about and nurture client relationships that are value add to them, but that kind of continue to come back because they really feel like you were a part of their life in some way. And that, I'm helping students write essays, right? So it's sometimes kind of the least exciting thing that they're not looking forward to it. They hate writing, XYZ, I get it all. And yet I still years later get students that go through my program and are like, hey, Dr. Josie, I'm graduating from medical school. My mom went to high school and didn't go to college. And because of you helped me kind of get into my dream school. So in many ways, no matter what your niche is, this is the program for you, because it's going to really give you the roadmap that you need to evolve and take your program, your business to the next level. I've been with the Authority Accelerator 3 years now, and I feel grateful. I feel grateful. And to this day, I'm thankful that I'm part of such a supportive and eclectic community that is all about growing and evolving and supporting one another. So 3 years in, I am super thankful to be here. And I guess that's the one takeaway I would remember. So join.